Hi, welcome to the module Python for Data Science.
So in this video, we'll be implementing the concepts that we studied in the previous video. So first of all, we'll have a look at the variable assignment. So first of all, let me create a markdown. So like we discussed in the previous video, a variable assignment starts with a variable name. Let's say I take a simple variable such as a, then it takes an equal to operator and then the value. So for example, if you want to assign the value of 5 to a, so I can do something like a equal to 5 and a will have the value of 5. So how do we check it? So let's print a and we can see that a contains the value of 5. Now we also discussed that Python is case sensitive. So for example, if I do something like a equal to 4, so this in no way will affect the small a variable. We can still check that. Let's print both of these. As you can see, the small a1 still has a value of 5 while the capital A has a value of 4. So this was about how we can assign variables in Python. Next is how do variables work in Python. So for example, let's see at these variable assignments. So for example, a equal to 7, then let's say b equal to a, and now we change the value of a to 3. So what do you think should be the value when we print a? It's 3. And the value of b? It's 7. So how did this happen? So for example, when we did something like a equal to 7, so what Python did was it created an int object, put 7 in that and made a point to this object. Now when we did something like b equal to a, so b starts pointing to this object. But when we do something like a equal to 3, so Python builds an object like 3 and removes the pointer from the 7 and starts pointing towards 3. So when you print b, so what it does is, since b is still pointing to the 7, the value of b changes to the remains same to 7, whereas the value of a changes to 3. So this is how variables work inside Python. Now let's look at some of the rules for variable name declaration. So for example, first of all, let me create a markdown. So this is a simple variable assignment and there should be no problem with that. But we studied that a variable name cannot start with any special character other than an underscore. So for example, let's create a variable with an underscore. So a equal to 5 should work. But any of the special character like @ should produce an error. And there is it. Also, we studied that a variable name cannot start with any number. So if I do something like 1a equal to 5, this is also going to produce an error. Now the next topic in line is the data types in Python. So like we discussed in the previous video, so there are generally 4 data types in Python. But we do not explicitly write down the data types of variables. Python automatically identifies these data types. So for example, when you do something like a equal to 5, Python automatically identifies that this is an integer type variable and it allocates an object accordingly. But what if we need to find the data type of an object or a variable? So for example, if I do something like a equal to 5 and I wish to find what is the data type of this variable, I can do something like type and the name of the variable I wish to find a. So it returns the type of the variable that I'm dealing with. Similarly, if I do something like b equal to Neeraj and use the type function on the p, it returns that I'm using the string type variable. So this was all about the variables and data types in Python. In the next video, we'll be talking about conditional statements in Python. Thank you.